All right, today we're diving into a revolution. But it's not happening in some high-tech lab. Nope, it's happening out in our fields. We're talking about how artificial intelligence is becoming maybe the single most important tool in modern farming.
You know, when you think of a farmer, you probably picture someone with dirt under their fingernails, maybe on a tractor, and for centuries, yeah, their most important tools were their hands, their experience, their intuition. But now, it might just be data. We're seeing this massive shift, a real move from tradition to high-tech precision. And it's not just for fun. It's happening because it has to. And when I say it has to happen, I'm not exaggerating. Modern farming is, well, it's on the brink. We're talking about a real crisis here, and since our global food supply is on the line, the stakes couldn't possibly be higher. I mean, just look at this. Farmers today are dealing with what you could only call a perfect storm of challenges. On any given day, they're juggling all of this at once. It's this constant fight against crazy weather, new pests, and market prices that can swing wildly, and almost none of it is in their control.
And the thing is, these problems aren't separate. They're all connected. They all feed into each other. You know, a sudden drought, that makes every drop of water even more precious. A labor shortage right when pests are attacking, that could be absolutely devastating. It's this tangled up mess of challenges that just screams for a smarter way of doing things.
So, what's that smarter solution? Well, that's where AI comes in. And look, it's really important to get this straight. This is not about replacing farmers. Not at all. It's about giving them a seriously powerful new partner out there in the field. Okay, so what are we even talking about when we say AI in agriculture? It sounds complicated, but here's the simple version. It's all about using smart tech to crunch just enormous amounts of data and then turn it into clear advice that a farmer can actually use. Think of it like a super-powered farmhand, one that can spot patterns and problems that even the most experienced human eye might miss. And this really lays it out side by side. On the left, you've got all those challenges we were just talking about. And on the right, the AI solutions designed to tackle them head on. So for crazy weather, you get much better forecasting. For diseases, you get early detection. It's a direct, targeted tech response for every single one of those big problems. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. What are these superpowers that AI actually brings to the farm? How does it take a bunch of raw data and turn it into something useful, like a real diagnosis or a solid prediction? Because at the end of the day, that's the bottom line, right? This isn't just cool tech for the sake of cool tech. Every single one of these tools is built to empower the farmer. It's all about helping them make smarter decisions, cut their costs, and, of course, grow more food. So to make this super clear, let's look at two of the biggest game changers out there right now, predicting the future and diagnosing problems before they get out of hand. First up, yield prediction. Now, just think about this for a second. What if you could know, with pretty good accuracy, how much your farm is going to produce months before you even harvest it? That's what we're talking about here. It's a huge deal because it lets farmers, and frankly our entire food system, plan for the future. So how does this magic actually work? Well, it's a four-step process, really. First, the system just sucks in tons and tons of data, from weather stations, sensors in the soil, satellite pictures, you name it. Then, step two, it has to clean all that data up, get it organized. Step three is the real AI part. The model trains itself on years of this historical data, learning all the little patterns. And finally, step four, it takes everything it learned and applies it to this season's data to make a prediction. It's this constant loop of collecting, learning, and predicting.
And hey, this isn't some futuristic theory. This is happening right now, in the real world. You've got Microsoft's AI sowing app, helping small-scale farmers in India make better decisions. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have companies like Cropin that provide these forecasts for massive farming operations. So it really shows this tech can scale up or down to any size farm.
Okay, on to the next superpower, disease detection. Think about the old way of doing this. A farmer has to physically walk through acres and acres of fields, try to spot a sick-looking plant, and then just hope they can figure out what's wrong with it. It's slow and it's tough. AI completely flips that on its head. For the farmer, the process couldn't be simpler. You just take a picture of a leaf. That's it. On the back end, that photo is fed into a powerful deep learning model. But you can just think of it as a digital brain that has studied hundreds of thousands of pictures of sick plants. It's been trained to spot the tiniest visual clues for each disease. It analyzes your photo, figures out the problem, and then tells you what to do about it.
This is just unbelievably empowering. An app like Plantix can identify over 400 different plant diseases. What that means is that it puts a world-class expert right in every single farmer's pocket. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you have access to this incredible knowledge base right on your phone. It's a total game changer.
So, when you put these two superpowers together, predicting the future and diagnosing problems, you unlock something really transformative. It's what we call the precision payoff. And this is the real key to farming smarter, not just harder. So, what is precision agriculture? Well, it's the ultimate goal here. For a long time, farmers had to treat a huge field as basically one big uniform thing. But we all know that's not true. One corner might be wetter, another part might have different soil. Precision ag uses data to manage that field like a mosaic of tiny individual zones, giving each one exactly what it needs.
And this is how that whole loop works. First, you gather the data. Drones fly over, sensors in the ground send back info. Then the AI model crunches all that data and creates what's called an action map. It's basically a prescription for the field. And then the coolest part. That map gets sent to modern farm equipment, like GPS-guided tractors and drones, and they go out and automatically execute the plan. And this is where it gets really, really cool. That action map is what makes something called variable rate technology possible. It means a tractor can drive through a field and automatically apply more fertilizer to one spot that needs it and less to another spot that doesn't. It's putting resources exactly where they're needed and only where they're needed. No more waste.
The impact of this is just massive. Farmers save a ton of money because they're not wasting water or fertilizer. They get bigger harvests because the crops are healthier. It is a clear win-win. It's better for the farmer's bottom line, and it's way, way better for the environment.
So all of this leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. As technology like this becomes so central to how we grow our food, you have to wonder, right? Is the future of farming going to be more about data than it is about dirt?